going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
It started with a single sentence. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. The moment those words left Diddy's mouth in a resurfaced 2009 video featuring a then 15-year-old Justin Bieber, the internet began buzzing. The footage, awkward and unsettling in hindsight, had always been publicly available. But in light of the explosive federal trial against Sean Diddy Combs, it took on a new, disturbing meaning. And then came the moment no one expected. Justin Bieber walked into the courtroom. Wearing a dark suit, eyes heavy and hesitant, he stepped up to the witness stand. The room went silent, and then he spoke, not as a pop star, but as someone peeling back years of silence. I was 15. I didn't understand everything I was being introduced to. His words cut through the room like a razor. There were moments when I didn't feel safe, but I didn't know how to say no. I didn't think I had a choice. He said there was always someone watching, that phones were banned, NDAs were everywhere, and most chilling of all, if you asked too many questions, you didn't get invited back. When asked why he waited this long, Bieber looked down. Because the machine protects itself, and I was tired of being part of it. There are others like me, he said. Maybe they'll speak, maybe they won't, but I'm done being silent. Now, as the first week of Diddy's criminal trial wraps up, speculation has turned into confrontation, and at the center of it all stands Justin Bieber. When federal agents raided Diddy's mansions in Los Angeles and Miami in March 2024, the public expected headlines. What they didn't expect was the flood of accusations, seized electronics, and rumors that sent shockwaves through Hollywood. The phrase freak-offs, once dismissed as celebrity gossip, began surfacing in official indictments. Whispers turned into lawsuits, and names long protected by PR machines suddenly floated to the surface. Among them was Justin Bieber. Bieber, now 31, has lived most of his life in the spotlight. Discovered at 12, mentored by Usher, managed by Scooter Braun. He wasn't just a child star, he was a global product, a billion-dollar brand. And along the way, he crossed paths with Diddy more than once. The two appeared together in videos, interviews, award shows. What once looked like harmless mentorship now looks different under the scrutiny of federal sex trafficking charges. In one infamous video, Diddy grins into the camera and declares he's spending 48 hours with Justin. Bieber stands beside him, young and wide-eyed. Diddy teases luxury cars, undisclosed locations, and a lifestyle far removed from teenage innocence. Another clip shows Diddy jokingly confronting Bieber about growing distant. The mood is forced, the laughter uncomfortable. And then there was the AMAs in 2015, where Diddy handed Bieber an award on stage with an embrace that now feels layered with implication. For years, the internet whispered. Fans dissected Bieber's behavior, his erratic image changes, his emotional interviews, his breakdowns, and his silences. Some blamed fame. Others wondered if there was something darker behind the public meltdowns. Now, as Diddy sits in court, charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy, the question that won't go away is simple. Was Justin Bieber one of his victims? This week, Bieber's team finally broke their silence. In a statement to TMZ, they clarified, although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. It was a powerful message, subtle, precise, and most importantly, deliberate. Legal experts immediately weighed in. Former prosecutor Naama Rahmani called the timing of Bieber's statement critical. With opening testimonies concluded and the prosecution now calling witnesses not romantically linked to Diddy, Bieber's name had been increasingly mentioned in court-adjacent rumors. The silence from his camp had started to raise eyebrows. His statement shut down speculation without denying the horror others allegedly faced. But not everyone was convinced. Social media continued to churn. A fake TikTok claiming Bieber would testify went viral before being debunked. Old videos trended again. clips showing Diddy patting Bieber's chest resurfaced, with conspiracy theorists suggesting he was checking for a wire. And even Bieber's past comments about protecting young artists like Billie Eilish took on new weight. Was he hinting at his own past? Diddy, meanwhile, remained silent. His defense team tried to distance the trial from celebrity gossip, but it was too late. The spotlight had shifted, and the public's attention was locked. The freak-offs, the parties, the private jets, the NDAs, none of it felt harmless anymore. And then, a surprise twist that sent shockwaves through the courtroom. Justin Bieber himself walked through the doors, wearing a dark navy suit and sunglasses that did little to hide the anxiety on his face. Bieber entered the federal courtroom quietly. The press gallery erupted. Even the judge seemed briefly taken aback. For weeks, his involvement had been denied, but now, under oath, he was ready to speak. His voice was soft, measured, but what he said carried weight. "I was 15. I didn't understand everything I was being introduced to," he began. "All I knew was someone powerful was paying attention to me. And when you're a kid who just wants to make music, that kind of attention feels like validation." He described the now infamous 48 hours as a blur of flashy cars, whispered conversations, and rooms with doors he was told not to open. "There was always someone watching," he said. "Security, assistants, strangers whose names I never got. I thought that was normal." He didn't describe explicit abuse. He was careful with his words, but what he did say was haunting. "There were moments when I didn't feel safe, but I also didn't know how to say no. I didn't think I had a choice." The courtroom was frozen. Diddy didn't look at him once. Bieber admitted he never saw crimes occur, but he described an atmosphere of control. Phones weren't allowed. NDAs were everywhere. If you asked too many questions, you didn't get invited back. When asked why he waited so long to speak, Bieber looked down. "Because I didn't want to believe it. Because I was ashamed. And because the machine protects itself." His testimony ended not with accusations, but with a warning. "There are others like me. Maybe they'll speak up. Maybe they won't. But I had to come here today because silence only serves the ones in power, and I'm done being silent." What makes this case so terrifying is its familiarity. Just like Epstein, just like Weinstein, everyone asks the same question. How did no one know? But the better question might be, who knew and said nothing? The trial continues in New York. More names are expected. More stories will surface. But one thing is clear. Justin Bieber's carefully worded denial may not be the end of this chapter. It might only be the beginning, because the real story isn't about whether Bieber was a victim. It's about why, for so long, no one dared to ask if he was.